What's up, guys? Joshua Mason here. I want to talk about digital addiction and digital stimulation today. I've had a lot of breakthroughs in this arena in the last few weeks, and I realized how important it is to have a sort of safeguard when it comes to digital addiction. You know, I've been doing hard stuff my whole life, stuff that requires a lot of discipline and willpower, and almost every single morning, I still go through a bit of a battle in terms of, do I check my phone or do I do a practice? Usually it's like, do I wake up and check my phone right away, or do I start some sort of meditation or stretching or go for a walk or even a shower and brushing my teeth and, come to my own senses before checking the phone. And there's different phases. There's phases where I lose every morning, and there's phases where I win every morning. And more often than not, I am winning, right? And I say winning because it is a battle in the morning to have a sort of boundary around a dopamine hit. As soon as, for me, maybe it's different for you, but as soon as I wake up, it's like I'm craving some sort of dopamine hit. And the thing about starting the day with dopamine is that everything becomes more difficult. Like, it becomes more difficult to endure a challenge or to penetrate an obstacle or to focus, because in the very beginning of the day, we got hit with that easy pleasure. And that pleasure is really supposed to be earned. My friend is a world-class computer programming teacher, and he has all these guys come to him from all around the world, Ivy League students and corporate people and a lot of geniuses and super high IQ people. And he has like a 30% fail rate, a 30% success rate, which means that 60 to 70% of the students fail his course. It's a 3-month course. They live, breathe, and eat computer programming. They sleep there too, right? And I asked him many years ago, what is the quality, what is the most important quality of a person that makes it through the course? Like, what kind of people quit? What kind of people make it through? I asked him, is it the Ivy League people that always make it through because they're the smartest? And he said no. He said the people that make it through are the ones who can see the problem, understand the problem, and not stop penetrating the wall. There's a wall that happens in computer programming. I wouldn't know, I'm not a programmer, but it's like you get hit with these massive set of problems, or problems that are really difficult to solve, and people give up. They give up on that one problem. And it's the people who can push through that and keep going through against all of their emotions, all of their feelings, they just push through. And that is what leads to a successful, student of his course. And I realized when we have quick dopamine, we are so much quicker to give up on a problem. I find myself going through problems all day when it comes to YouTube or video editing or my sales page, my sales funnel, all of the things that I do for my business. When I give myself fast, easy dopamine, I'm not interested in penetrating these obstacles because I get my little pleasure from my phone. Like, I get that easy, fast pleasure. Why would I go through this challenge, right? And so there's a real importance in 2022 around cultivating a safeguard and a practice protecting yourself from digital addiction, right? I like to go for a walk every evening as often as I can without my phone. I like setting the app's self-control on my computer and Freedom app on my phone. These actually can block me out of websites. I haven't used them recently because I've actually just been really good at keeping this phone in another room while I'm working, shutting off all my apps, and just shutting off all the Telegram, the WhatsApp, the Signal, and just focusing on the task at hand. The other thing I've been doing recently is just eating about one meal a day, some fruit in the morning, and then one meal a day. And that really helps me in terms of staying focused. Something about feeding yourself also creates that sort of lazy pleasure feedback loop. So I really like working on an empty stomach. There's a hunger and a focus and a drive there. And so this incessant desire to check the phone is such a trap. There's nothing ever in there that ever gives me the level of pleasure or satisfaction that I am convinced it will in the seconds before I check it. Like, I always feel like there's something there that's going to bring me some nourishment and substance. There's nothing ever there. It's almost like there's this constant feeling of like, you know, when is this celebrity gonna reach out to me, or when is this $1 million present gonna fall into my lap? Like, that's the level of what I'm convinced chemically is coming through the phone, like some sort of amazing, life-changing gift. And there's never any of that. It's some text messages and some Instagram messages, and it's always a dissatisfaction. And so another thing that's happening is we are being inundated with more and more stimulation than ever before, and more pleasure, right? These sources of pleasure all around us, but we're actually experiencing less pleasure than ever before. So we become more and more desensitized as we start being bombarded with more and more stimulation. So there's actually a reverse effect. You would think that a human would be experience more pleasure with all of these, digital sugar bombs, sugar packets, cotton candy that they can eat. But just like a diet, too much sugar and too much stimulation leads to unhappiness, right? It leads to a lack of fulfillment. It's actually, we're not supposed to be eating sugar and honey every single day. So the last thing I'll say is just that I have learned that it is incredibly important to have a good morning. If you have a good morning, you can have a good day. If you have a good day, you can have a good week. And if you have a good week, you can have a good year, and so on and so on. So I really feel like having a good morning and learning how to do that leads to having a good life, as lame as that sounds. Like, if we want to have a good life, we have to bring it all the way down to having a good morning. Like, when we wake up, we have to understand what the path of our best self is and what the path of our lowest self is, right? And for me, I know every single morning that I choose to not go on my phone and choose my own thoughts, my own emotions, digesting the day or digesting the night, and coming back to my center after, the dream space and the intensity of being asleep. When you first wake up, it's a precious point in time. It's like an interface. And so it is a vulnerable time where that influence from the digital world is gonna hit you harder. So it's really, really important to have a 30-minute window where you block out the outside world, come back into your body, into your center, and then you can respond to the day versus react to the day. So these are all things that I'm learning and working on. I hope they help. I'll leave links to the apps below. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out my detoxification masterclass. I'll also link that below. That is, in my opinion, the best detox course on the planet. And thousands of people have used it to get their health back. So check you on the next video, guys. Talk soon. Peace.